everyone, you know it's time for Weather Geeks here on the Storm Tracker 21 app, my YouTube channel. I linked to this video on my Facebook page. Make sure you're following me on all the social media outlets, including, not shown here, but my YouTube channel is where a lot of you are watching this on. And if you like these videos, you want to be notified when a new one posts, make sure you're hitting that notification bell on YouTube and subscribing to these videos as well, so you never miss an edition of the Valley's nerdiest, geekiest, most in-depth weather forecast video. I mentioned a couple of days ago, right around the 18th to the 20th of the month, we usually get a forecast for the following month, the initial outlook from the Climate Prediction Center, and sure enough today we did get CPC's initial September outlook, and this is a look at the temperature forecast showing pretty good odds of a warmer than average month in the Four Corners region and across parts of New England and parts of Florida. Kind of neutral around here. There are some, some long-range experts suggest that the pattern may feature more often than not kind of a trough of low pressure across the Great Lakes in September, and that would kind of deflect a lot of the heat away from us during September. Now, I've mentioned a few times in this video of late that over the last decade or so, we've had some pretty hot Septembers. This September might shake out to be the opposite of that. Last September was about 2 degrees warmer than average. It was warmer than average, but not by the degree that some of our more recent Septembers. And this September might come out in the washes even closer to average than what we had back in 2021. When it comes to precipitation, we also have kind of a neutral signal across eastern Ohio and western PA. Odds are favoring wetter than average conditions along the Gulf Coast. Pretty dry out in the Corn Belt and heading up into the upper Midwest. And around here, there's not much of a signal either way, so odds do not favor at this point a drier than average month or a wetter than average month. We also got the initial meteorological autumn outlook from CPC today. Meteorological autumn, of course, being September, October, November. And this map is not very surprising at all. It's very rare to see on a seasonal time scale. It's pretty rare to see CPC going with a pretty decent or decent odds, I should say, of a cooler than average season. You don't see that in many seasonal outlooks anymore, and so it's not surprising that autumn kind of looks like this. I concur with this general idea that autumn is likely to come out in the wash as warmer than average here locally. Of course, there's going to be some chilly autumn days, but when you average it all together over that 90-day period, it should come out as a warmer than average period. Also, odds are favoring drier than average conditions across a lot of the middle of the country, and perhaps as far east as eastern Ohio and western PA as well. This is a lower confidence forecast, but odds at this point are not strongly in favor of any sort of abnormally wet autumn season. While we're talking about nerdy stuff and statistics and things like that, I did some looking at some wind statistics today because, I've noticed just we've had a lot of days, especially early in the morning hours, where the wind is just dead calm for many, many hours. And, of course, I, as a meteorologist, had a hunch that August is probably our least windy month overall. And the average person's perception of that being the case is probably out there as well, that, hey, late summer tends to be not very windy in our neck of the woods. And sure enough, when you look at the month-by-month average wind speeds and also the time of the day in which wind speeds tend to peak and fall off, it's no surprise that an August morning tends to be the calmest time of the year when it comes to wind speeds. This kind of pale color, tan, whatever this is down here, that corresponds to August. Typically in September, which is this color, it's up here, those wind speeds start picking up both during the morning and, of course, during the afternoon as well. Our windiest time of the day at the windiest time of the year, it tends to be late afternoon in April. That's this color down here. So, yeah, early to mid-spring tends to be our windiest time of the year. We have some windy winter days, of course, but on average, early to mid-spring, I would say, tends to be, in our neck of the woods, the windiest time of the year. Not a very windy day today, just a beautiful start to the day in Boardman on this time-lapse video, and then those fair weather cumulus clouds started popping up once again, and we made a good move yesterday in adding a stray shower to our forecast for today because we've had a couple of downpours here and there. As of 7:04, decaying showers in Columbiana County. That's had some lightning and thunder earlier up closer to Lisbon and Guilford Lake as this moves towards Calcutta, East Liverpool, Wellsville. In time for high school football in Wellsville this evening. Thankfully, there's not much thunder and lightning left with this as of this recording. A couple of decaying showers. We also have a couple of Downpours closer to East Palestine and heading over into northwestern parts of Beaver County, Pennsylvania. All right, our dew points, kind of a non-story again today, mostly upper 50s. We've been in this neighborhood for a while now. We've had a nice respite from the muggy summer air. Some of this stuff, some of this soup, though, is going to start coming north and east as we head towards the weekend. So one more day in which the dew points will be pretty tolerable on Friday. This is just going to be a delightful August day, Friday, with a good deal of sun. No showers to contend with in the afternoon. We'll be dry for high school football Friday evening. And then here comes our warm front, and here comes the higher dew points. We'll get off to a dry start Saturday, but a scattering of showers and storms pretty likely Saturday afternoon. Now, is it likely to rain in your exact location? That's impossible to say at this point. I do think the coverage of showers and thunderstorms will actually be higher on Sunday as compared to Saturday. That's probably the wetter half of the weekend, midday and afternoon on Sunday. This area of low pressure is going nowhere in a hurry, and it's going to keep that threat for wet weather in our forecast into early next week. So Saturday's the warmer half of the weekend, and Sunday is the cooler and wetter half of the weekend, but still your location might pick up a shower or storm on Saturday. I just think more places will get wet on Sunday. Muggy all weekend, muggy into next week. Dew point forecast keeping those dew points elevated in the mid-60s through at least Monday night and Tuesday. We'll start to see maybe a subtle reduction in the dew points during the second half of next week. So we're not done with the summer muggies just yet, but enjoy a fantastic Friday. This will be the last weather for Weather Geeks for a week. I'll be attending the annual National Weather Association meeting in Pittsburgh. A lot of times when I go to this conference, in pre-COVID times anyway, this was a flight for me. I had to, travel somewhere across the country, but in Pittsburgh, hey, I can drive to this one. And so that's this weekend into early next week, so I'll have some time away from Weather Geeks and TV until the second half of next week. So I'll if I run into any interesting topics and lectures at this conference over the weekend and early next week, I'll share them with you right here on Weather for Weather Geeks. In the meantime, thanks for watching tonight, and have a great rest of your Thursday night, a great Friday, and a great weekend.